Today we remember Babita Deokaran, who was the Chief Director for Financial Accounting in the Department of Health. This heroine was gunned down 3 years ago. We are quite happy that the Gauteng government and health in particular have actually made some measures. Part of those measures is that tenders between 500 and 1 million need to be reviewed by the Treasury, and that RFQs that are there are also adjudicated by a particular committee. We want to continue to inform people of Gauteng that provincial government is doing everything it can to make sure that we fight corruption in our province. All HODs in Gauteng have undergone lifestyle audit together with the MECs, and that lifestyle audit has also been done at the level of the supply chain management officials.
All right, let's take you back now to that memorial. Hasina Gori, SABC News reporter, is on standby. Hasina, lots being said about the investigation, where it is, but also reflecting on this life, that paid dearly, especially for trying to uproot corruption. And at the same time, you listen to different speakers who are talking about the fact that there needs to be more, again, that is done to protect whistleblowers.
Good evening. I can't seem to hear you properly right now, but we've just concluded the memorial service here of 3 years since Babita Deokaran, the whistleblower who was working in the Gauteng Health Department, was slain. The event looked at the investigations that has been ongoing since her death. That tragic death in the early hours of the morning here in Monju, and also the consequence of the 6 men that were then arrested, believed to be the hitmen who pulled the trigger. But we heard from the SIU this evening giving us an update, saying that they wanted to share with the family as well as with the public that Babita Deokaran's death was not in vain, that since her death, what we've now found out is that there's been more than just the 200 irregular flagged tender processes and receipts that she flagged, that the investigation now is in the thousands. It shows the syndicates of at least 3 different syndicates amounting to hundreds of millions of rands, showing that the modus of operandi that was taking place was that they were processing tenders under 500,000 rand, and that meant that we were able to bypass some of the tender rules that were in place, meaning that they were able to then go and procure items, some of them being skinny jeans, buckets, there was boerewors, that was also some of the invoices, some obscure and random items. These were all different items that they were able to then siphon money out of the Gauteng Health Department via the Tembisa Hospital. But we also heard from the SIU today that this network seems to be not just at the Tembisa Hospital, but beyond to other different hospitals within the Gauteng Health Department, saying that the investigations are now at a stage of looking at accountability and bringing those justice, that had perpetrated this justice to book. But I want to bring in the family here who have been part of the process. We've been speaking, Rakesh, since the very beginning. Quite a hard time for you as the family. It's 3 years on. The grief. We heard from your family members earlier. Still very painful. How are you feeling hearing from the SIU this evening, explaining to us some of the lens that have been done in the investigation, some of the progress? What's the feeling like for you and the family?
Okay, for us as a family from the SIU, there is some positivity that's coming along with it. As I said from the outset, we have patience, we will take our time as long as justice is served properly and correctly.
We've here 1 year later since the 6 men are now behind bars. They have been sentenced from 6 to 22 years. But we still don't know who ordered that killing. Has there been any word, any update to you and your family on that?
No, none at all. As it was mentioned in most of the speeches regarding paymasters, as I said after the case of the 6 accused that were sentenced, I said to them, a hitman does not hire himself. So I want the person that paid them to do the job.
And as the family, have you had any support from the Gauteng government, from government officials, from the health department? Have they come and offered condolences? Have they given any support of any kind to the family?
No, not at all. Not an ounce of it. It was just the media and all these local fronts that come. These are the only guys that do it. And as I always said, we'll always be appreciative to the media.
Thank you so much, Rakesh, the brother of Babita Deokaran. We've walked through this journey since the tragic death of Babita, speaking to us here saying that they feel that there's been some positive information, some positive outcome from the SIU, but they will be patient to wait for the paymaster, the person that paid for the alleged hit on Babita Deokaran for her life, and wait for that justice to be served. It's 1 year since the 6 accused have been behind bars, 3 years since her death. But we also heard from Defend Our Democracy that this is not the only whistleblower that has lost their life, saying that we've seen recently a hit on a SARS official who managed to survive a hit on their life, but there's been 2 other SARS officials who passed on. There's also others who are investigating different corrupt tenders and irregularities in different SOEs who also have lost their lives, and already a call for some amendments and more safety for those who do come out and raise the alarm bells on irregular and corrupt behaviors within various public sectors. That's it from me for now. Back to you in studio.
All right, my colleague there, Hasina Gori, wrapping that memorial for us.